We are the first aftermarket automotive lighting company to get our hands on a 2020 Ram Heavy Duty, and today I'm going to walk you guys through some of the most popular bulb options out there, show you how they perform, and more importantly, show you how you can get them installed in your driveway using basic hand tools. Now, when you bought this truck, if you didn't get the LED headlights from the factory, this is what you got in your low beam. This is a halogen H11 bulb, and this is what we're going to start our test off with today. Now, the way this test works is very simple. We use a digital lux meter, and we're going to take a headlight from the vehicle, point it against the wall, and we're going to test one by one some of the most popular bulbs in the market today and show you exactly what you would get if you bought that bulb and installed it at home. Now, the test itself is very basic. Using this lux meter, I'm going to tell you guys exactly how bright the factory headlight was, and as we go through, I'll read off exactly what we got from each bulb, and I'm also going to critique the beam pattern itself. Ultimately, if you get a super bright bulb installed in the truck, but you've got a terrible beam pattern, it's not what we're looking for. We want to find something that's going to imitate that factory pattern, just brighten it up a little bit so we don't get flashed by oncoming traffic. Having said that, let's get the test started. For a brand new 2020 truck, this low beam is not very good. At 170 maximum lux, we've seen brighter fog lights on this channel, to be completely honest, and I'm hoping that today we can find a proper LED bulb that does well in these headlights. Now, you guys ask us about this one all the time, so we had to include it in this test. This is the Morimoto 2-stroke. It came in at 400 maximum lux, and it's not a bad upgrade over stock. Stock was 170, 400's pretty good. That factory beam pattern does get a little bit fuzzy though, so I'm hoping to find something that's just a little bit sharper. The Diode Dynamics SL1 came in at 580 maximum lux. As you can see, it's got a pretty tight hotspot. It's a good looking bulb in this particular truck. And honestly, these Rams have a pretty complicated CAN bus system. Diode Dynamics claims their bulbs work really well with it. Not a bad option. The S-V.4 has been on this channel quite a bit. We try to include it in all these shootouts because it's typically a pretty well performing bulb, and this is no exception. The S-V.4 came in at 740 maximum lux, and honestly, I'd almost argue that it's got a sharper cutoff line than the stock halogen bulb. It looks razor sharp in person, and even with this video footage, as you can see, it is a very clean bulb. To have a good cutoff line with a halogen-based headlight from the factory, I like that. The GTR Lighting Ultra Series 2 bulb came in at 810 maximum lux. It is brighter than the S-V.4 bulb that we just tested, and honestly, this thing looks like it's got some serious firepower. If I was going to pick a low beam bulb for this truck, this is probably what I'd recommend. Now, this bulb's straight from our YouTube comments, and it came in at 90 maximum lux. Check out how tall that beam pattern is. This is going to be putting light directly in oncoming traffic's eyes, and at 90 lux, we're less bright than stock. Not a good option. I wouldn't recommend this. Now that you've got an idea of what does really well in these Ram trucks and what to avoid, I'm going to show you guys how you can install them. Now, even though this is a brand new truck and they're getting harder and harder to work on and harder to take apart, this truck's pretty simple. If you follow me, I'll show you exactly how to do it. If you don't need my help, we got a lot of other videos coming out on this exact truck, and you're going to want to see them. Click subscribe. They'll be coming out soon. Don't miss them. Now, the install on this truck is very straightforward. There's an access panel in the wheel liner on both sides, and all you need to do is use a flat pry tool like this one, pop the little plastic clip on the bottom out, and you're going to be able to access your low beam bulb. Now, at this point, you can reach up into the trap door and access the low beam bulb. It's behind a rubber dust cover, and we actually bought a spare headlight for one of these trucks to show you a little bit better on the bench exactly what you will be doing. But essentially, at this point in your driveway, you reach up, you're going to feel that rubber dust cover, pull it out, looks like this, and you can reach up and now remove your factory halogen bulb. Now, at this point, you can install whichever LED bulb you choose to in the low beam of your Ram. Now, just to show you guys how all of this fits together, if you buy the kit from us, we automatically know that you need a PWM module for your Ram truck. We include it in the bulb kit, and it looks just like this. Install the PWM module first. Plug it into the factory wiring. Tuck the factory wiring along the side of the bulb here, where the bulb installs. There's plenty of room. For the sake of demonstration, I'm going to install the GTR Lighting Ultra Series 2 bulb. It twists in place just like that. And because this bulb uses such a small driver, you can connect it to this wiring and tuck it alongside the fan, just like this. All of that fits in there, and you can reinstall your factory dust cover. It's very important to reinstall the factory dust cover. You don't want to use a bulb with a giant heat sink, and you don't want to use a PWM module that's much bigger than the one included in this kit, because it simply won't fit. There is some room, there's not a ton. As you can see, everything fits in there just fine. Now the high beam is very similar, but you don't need a PWM module on this particular truck. So you can pull the dust cover just like this. Remove the original 9005 bulb. And once again, for the sake of demonstration, I just wanted to show you guys the GTR lighting bulb going in. Connect it to the factory wiring. Now, if any of these bulbs don't turn on, chances are they're polarity specific, and you might just have the plug on backwards, so go ahead and flip that around if you get it all installed in your truck. Turn the headlight switch on and nothing happens. Just to recap, you guys don't have to pull the whole headlight assembly out of the truck to do this upgrade. I just wanted to take this one out and show you guys up close on the table so you know exactly what you're dealing with when you do this upgrade to your own vehicle. Now on the driver's side of the truck, there's nothing in your way, but on the passenger side of the truck, you do need to remove the air box. The easiest way to do that is to remove these two connectors here, loosen the hose clamp, the whole air box lifts out. You can do it with a 5/16 socket and a pick tool if you've got the diesel engine. Go ahead and unplug these two sensors. The first one you just press in, push down on it. It comes off just like this. The second one's a little tricky. You need to use a pick tool, and I'll show you how to do it in just a second. Using a pick tool, get between the black plastic and the gray little tab here. You can pop the gray tab out. And then if you reach the pick tool in between the gray tab and the plastic right here, you can wiggle the connector out just like that. So this is what you're reaching into with the pick tool for the second part. Simple as that. Go ahead and loosen the hose clamp. You can use a flat screwdriver or a 5/16 socket. At this point, you can slide the hose clamp off. All that's left to do is pry this little intake out like this, and the whole air box is going to lift out. Make sure to watch out for any wiring that may be attached. At this point, you can access both the high beam bulb and the turn signal. Now, as you can see, there are some really good decisions you could make when it comes to the headlights on this particular truck, and there are some bulbs you probably want to avoid. We're going to do the same style of testing on the fog lights, and I'm also going to show you guys how you can improve the reverse lights on this exact truck. So if you want to brighten it up in any way, please click the subscribe button. We're doing a lot of testing on this truck, and I don't want you to miss a thing.